Die vrouens het kom help, omdat Sosiwe gesê het hulle moet, maar dit sou vir Amazolo nie saak maak om alleen te wees in die banktyd nie. Hulle kon haar uitlos. En as hulle dan iemand wou stuur, sou sy ook nie omgee of dit vrouens is wat deur die jare rein gemaak is, en of die maan nog bloed uit hulle gehaal het nie. Sy het nie beskerming gevra nie. The woman only came to help because Sosiwe told them to, but it wouldn't matter to Amazolo to be alone during this scared time. They could leave her alone. And then if they wanted to send someone, she also wouldn't care if they were women who have been made clean over the years, or if the moon was still taking blood out of them. She didn't ask for protection. Sosiwe kyk na Amazolo se gesig en sien die bloed uit haar lip rooi streepies tussen haar tande maak. Jy moet sterk bly, sê sy. Die kind mag nie hoor van jou seer nie. Sosiwe looked at Amazolo's face and saw the little thin blood lines from the teeth on her lip. You have to stay strong, she says. The child must not hear about your hurt. By die vuurmaakplek in die middel van die vloer, tussen die twee stutpale, sit 'n vrou wat sorg dat die water in 'n lampie olieblik bly kook. Sy kyk ook na Amazolo, skud haar kop en gaan buitentoe, waar nog vrouens om 'n vuur staan. Hulle wil die kind sien wat doodgewens is, maar hulle moet buite bly omdat hulle nog jonk is. At the fire pit in the middle of the floor, between the two prop posts, sits a woman who makes sure the water in the oil lamp continues to boil. She also looks at Amazolo, shakes her head, and goes outside where the women stand around the fire. They want to see the child who's been wished to death, but they have to stay outside because they're still too young. Sy sal gestraf word, sê een. Die wolke wat saamgepak het oopgetrek, sodat die sterre weer skyn. Die vuur se gloed laat skade wees teen die kant van die hutroer. Jy mag nie vir die kind kwaad wees oor die man nie. Die vroedvrou vee met 'n klamdoek oor Amazolo se gesig. Hy sal terugkom. Hy sal terugkom as hy hoor van die kind. She will be punished, said one. The clouds that were packed together pulled open so the stars shone again. The fire's glow made shadows stir against the side of the hut. You must not be angry with the child because of the man. The midwife wiped over Amazolo's face with a damp cloth. He'll come back. He'll come back when he hears about the kid. Sosiwe skud haar kop. Nee, Melanzane sal nie terugkom nie. Sy speel met die kwas van 'n blou wilde beesterd wat aan die kort stok in haar hand vasgemaak is en loer tussen haar hare deur. Dit is in lang bekraalde touwtjies gevleg en met klei en vet ingesmeer. Doen jy jou werk, sê sy vir die voetvrou, en los maar die waarsêery vir my. Die opgeblaaste bok galblase wat aan die krale band om haar kop vasgemaak het, rissel teen mekaar. Sosiwe shakes her head. No, Melanzane won't come back. She played with the brush of a blue wildebeest tail attached to the short stick in her hand and pierced through between her hair. It's braided with long beaded strings and smeared with clay and grease and fat. Are you doing your job? You just do your job, she says to the midwife, and you leave the fortune telling to me. The inflated goat gallbladders attached to the beaded strap around her head rustles against each other. Amazolo kreun as die laaste krampe haar laat saamtrek en op haar hurke laat oorent kom. Bring die water. Die vroedvrou sit haar hand onder die kind se kop. Jou kind se ore is uit. Hulle is nie lank nie. Die voorvaders was goed vir jou. Amazolo groans as the last cramps makes contact and she squats. Bring the water. The midwife puts her hand under the child's head. Your child's ears are out and they are not long. The ancestors were good to you. Amazolo wil die kind uit haar lyf hê en die naalstring afgesny. Sy wil hê dat die vrouens moet loop en die kind met hulle saamneem. Hulle kan die nageboorte in die veld gooi vir die Takati om dit te kom haal. Amazolo wants the child out of her body and to cut off the umbilical cord. She wants the woman to leave and take the child with them. They can throw the afterbirth into the field for the Umtekati to come and fetch. Dan kan hy daarmee vreeslike toergoed maak. Sy val terug op haar rug toe die vroedvrou die kind in die hande het en net die naaldstring hom nog aan haar vashou. Then he can make terrible magic stuff with it. She falls on the back when the midwife has the child in her hands, and only the umbilical cord still attaches him to her. Dis soos ek gesê het, Sisiwe, dis 'n seun. Die vroedvrou sny die naaldstring deur. Sy bind dit af en bekyk die kind dan goed. Hoe kan daar by hom dan nie fout wees nie? Sy kyk en kyk oral en glimlag dan. Die Amatonga slaap nie. It's like I said, Sisiwe, it's a boy. The midwife cuts through the umbilical cord. She ties it off and then takes a good look at the child. How then could there be no fault with him? She looked and looked and looked everywhere, then smiled. The Amatonga is not asleep. Amazolo kyk op na die boog van die takke en gras. Deur die rook wat bolangs dryf, sien sy Melanzane se hande die latte vasbind. Die rook soek uit komplek tussen die gras van die dak. Daar is nie 'n skoorsteen nie. Amazolo looks up at the arch of the branches and grass. Through the smoke drifts upstairs. She sees Melanzane's hands tying the slats. The smoke seeks out among the grass the roof. There isn't a chimney. Hulle was die kind met water wat agter in die hut by die Umzamo geskep is. Daar is 'n treksel van die Umalali kruit by om die kind te versterk. Sisiwe het vir alles gesorg. Sy het selfs die horte by die plek van die voorwaters gegrawe en met mis en klei gesmeer. Die waswater vir 'n pasgebore kind mag nie op 'n ander plek geskep word nie. They washed the child with water created in the back of the hut at the Umsamu. There's a draft of the Umalali herb present to strengthen the child. Sisiwe took care of everything. She herself dug the cavity at the place of the ancestors and smeared it with manure and clay. The wash water for a newborn child may not be created in any other place. Ons is klaar, jy kan jou seun bors gee, sê Sisiwe. Die vroedvrou kyk kwaai na haar. Wat is dit met jou? Sy hou nie van die manier wat die mense nou het om 'n kind sommer dadelik aan sy ma te laat drink nie, veral nie as dit 'n seun is nie. We're done. You can give your son the breast, Sisiwe says. The midwife looks at her fiercely. What is it with you? She doesn't like the way people these days have a tendency to let the child drink from his mother right away, especially not if it's a boy. Sisiwe kyk voor haar uit, asof sy deur die dekgras kan sien. Waar is die beeste wat die melk moet gee? Sy het nie eens familie nie. Aan wie se beeste moet die kind gewoond gemaak word? Dis beter dat die ma nou aan haar kind gewoond raak. Sisiwe looks out in front of her, and it's as if she could see through the reeds. Where are the cattle that need to give the milk? She doesn't even have relatives. Whose cattle would the child be accustomed to? It's better that the mother gets used to her child now. Die vroedvrou swaai haar hand moedeloos. Niks is meer dieselfde as vroeër nie. Die dag sal kom dat die Amatongo met ons geduld gaan verloor. Sisiwe vat die kind en hou hom na Amazolo toe. Gee hom bors, hy moet drink. Ek het nie 'n kind nie, sê Amazolo. Julle moet na huis toe gaan. The midwife waves her hand despondently. Nothing is the same anymore as it used to be. The day will come when the Amatonga loses patience with us. Sisiwe took the child and held him out to Amazolo. Give him the breast, he needs to drink. I don't have a child, Amazolo says. You have to go home now. Die vroedvrou neem die kind terug. Kyk hoe mooi is hy. Dis die mooiste seun wat ek nog ooit gehelp het. Het jy al besluit wat sy naam sal wees? Amazolo kyk weg. Hy het nie 'n naam nie. Gee hom vir iemand wat hom 'n naam wil gee. The midwife takes the child back. Look how beautiful he is. It's the most beautiful boy I've ever helped with. Have you decided what his name will be? Amazolo looks away. He doesn't have a name. Give him to someone who wants to give him the name.